Hey YouTube. Okay, so I am here in the car. I'm actually waiting for a friend of mine to get off work so we can go and get something to eat and catch up. But I wanted to do this video because I come to YouTube a lot of the times because I'm looking for inspiration, whether it be makeup, fashion, life, things like that. And I like to watch kind of a combination. Sorry if it's a little crooked because I have you on the steering wheel right now, and yeah, I'm using my steering wheel as to like hold you while I'm holding it in my hand. Anyways, but I come for spiritual reasons. Like I love Shameless, being Shameless. Was it Shameless Maya? I love her videos about spirituality, and you just get to learn a little bit more about yourself through other people's videos. I watch breakup videos. I watch all sorts of different things, but essentially I feel like I haven't been contributing that recently, so I wanted to come on here with a video to talk about my recent what should I call it, because you have to be careful in the words that you use when you're describing or discussing your life issues or situations. So one of the recent developments, I guess, in my education came and what seemed to be an unfavorable decision, in a sense that, give you a little backstory. So I have been, I was trying to get my bachelor's for the longest. I started my bachelor's fresh out of high school when I graduated in 2008. In 2010, spring of 2010, I decided to stop pursuing my bachelor's at a local college here. And basically, it didn't work out because I wasn't really motivated. I didn't know what I was going to do. I changed my degree 3 times. And I was doing it, not only working full-time at the university, my university that I currently work at. I went there and then I went to the college after hours. So I was doing like 10-hour days. Was so over it. Traffic, everything horrible. So whatever. Then a couple years later in 2012, I was laid off and my whole world kind of ended, and I was like, well, I'm not doing anything. I need to figure out something. So I kind of found Southern New Hampshire University on their commercial while I was sitting at home along with Everest and all the rest of the crew, and decided to do that because it was the first time I had seen a completely online college where from like start to finish that I could say like confidently knew what they were doing. I had been working in the education system since 2010, and so I had experience with not only the university I was working at. Another university, actually left that place to go to another training center, which was trying to be a university. Anyways, so I started my bachelor's with them in 2013, in March of 2013, I want to say. And then I just graduated in 2017, September 2017, with my bachelor's in communications. A week later, I ever so boldly continued my journey to get my education, and I started to do my degree in a master's in operational leadership with them, also completely online. And the first course, the first course that I needed to take, basically to define whether or not I could get into the program, was a math and statistics course for business. My GPA was rather low, I think like a 2.67 or something like that. And so I needed to have a 3.0 within the master's degree program. And in order to be in there, I needed to have a B for this math and statistics course. So I took the math course the first round. I suck at math. I am horrible at math. I am not good at math. I've never been good at math. I can do basic math. I can do my finances. I can know whether or not I'm saving, whether I'm in debt. Like, I can do what I need to do to get by. Also, disclaimer, I have run a business before, and I've had to use math to figure out how much are my product costs, how much am I selling it for, what are my margins, what is it costing me to do, mileage, reimbursements, all sorts of things. I've done that before, no problem. This math and statistics course was, in my world, irrelevant. So that didn't help on top of everything else. So I go ahead through the course. A lot of things happened during that time. My sister's surgery, my uncle's accident, finding out about the injuries I sustained with the car accident, all happened towards the end of me taking the course. And so with that, actually on that day, I called my advisor, and she was super nice about it. I was literally in the midst of a mental breakdown. And I was like, listen, you guys want me to inform you when I am not doing so well, or when, I need help, or, things have kind of hit the roof, and I'm letting you, as they are hitting the roof, this is what's going on. So she was super helpful with me. She suggested that I get an extension. So I did. I was getting help with a tutor. That didn't really work out. All in all, fast forward towards the end of the course, I passed it with a C, but not with the B that they had wanted me to. Very frustrating. I had two options. Either I appeal the decision that they made to pass me with a C, or I switch my major, my degree major, and go ahead and pursue it with basically pursue a different degree in the next term. So I had to take a break on a term, and then I started again on the next term. And on that term, I did the same course over. So that was actually beginning of this year, I believe sometime in February, and we are now in May. So I finished, it's a 10-week course, and I finished maybe 2 weeks ago, and I received a B-. I worked my ass off. I could have completely done better. I think we always can do better. I'm not saying that. I did my personal best. It was not good enough, unfortunately. They still required me to get that B. I was 15 points short of a B, and with some wiggle room, I could have obtained that B. Again, I could have done better 100%. I pulled out all the shops for this course. I did check tutors, which was like a lifesaver for my final, because I did have some hiccups. So I did my final once before, and I got a F. And then with check tutors, I misunderstood the instructions for the final. Luckily enough, I contacted my professor. She was super, super helpful. She allowed me to take the course over again, the final over again. So I did, and I got a B. So that was really great. My midterm, I didn't do as well. I got an A on the midterm, but I got an F on the midterm. Now, I say all this because I want to be transparent. People a lot of times get the perception that people who are progressing in life, or are getting accolades, or they're getting wins or successful points, hitting successful points in their life, are doing this without hiccups, without stress, without anything. This time around taking the course, there was a lot less stress. Granted, thank God for that, but it was stress during the course period. I suck at math. There's no way. I've tried to think from a mental perspective. I've tried to write down the formulas. I've tried to think from there. I've read the questions plenty of times, still without being able to reach the required required grade needed to be met. So I don't care what anybody says. You can really it just, sometimes some people just doesn't click. It just doesn't work for some people, and I'm one of those persons, one of those people. So after the end, I thought I was supposed to get a B. Now, this is something when you jump the freaking gun, because I can laugh at it now, but at the time, I was just real happy about it. Was super excited. I posted on social media that it took me 9 hours to finish my final the second time around. The first time around, I think it took 4 or 5. So it took me quite a while, because I took my time with it. I had students in my office actually help me. I didn't ask them to help me. They were like, come on, Sam, I'll help you, because they knew that this wasn't my thing. So what else? So yeah, sorry, I just got a text message. My brain just went left. Anyways, so went ahead and did that. took me a while. I posted on social media, oh, you know, who job blessed, no man cursed, like I got this B, I got a B minus in the course, everything. Thinking that a B, if it falls within the range of a B, B minus, B plus, B whatever, it's the same thing. No, I was 15 points short. 15 points short of a B. When I received the news from my advisor, basically the blanket email of just like, hey, listen, you did not obtain what was required for the, you know, the course or for the degree, you're no longer admitted to the master's program with Southern New Hampshire, and you can no longer pursue this degree with us. So best of luck with your endeavors. It was, I hate to say, not completely surprising, because I was completely understanding of what the terms were upon taking the course. But it was very frustrating because I felt like, for one, the course was nothing that I felt was relevant to me in my life or the degree I was pursuing. Two, I felt like we're now like nitpicking every little crucial thing, which I don't think in real life really matters. You know, my purpose behind pursuing a degree was not for to say I have this huge accolade. It was really because I'm in the educational system. I've been in here for a very long time. I understand to some people it means something, and also to push myself, you know, like I'm the first one within my immediate family to receive a degree, and so I want to continue that for not only myself but for my kids. But also that's a freaking huge debt to take on. Like, come on, bro. Like, what kind of incentive is that in today's world? I live in Miami, honey. It's expensive. It's not cheap, you know. So, wasn't really thrilled about that part. What else is there? So once I received the news, super bummed out about it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But you know, I pushed through. I was just like, listen, the only thing that I needed to get off my chest is I needed to let the dean of that program know, listen, this is like this course and the sense of, I don't know what to call it, but the boundaries it creates as far as being able to, you know, obtain the degree and that whole thing, like, it's unrealistic, dude. It's just not, like, things need to be a lot more reflective of the industry, a lot more reflective of the reality of life. Like, that's the whole point behind, in my opinion, of getting a degree, is so that way you can be within the industry. You basically have the in the know-how within that industry. And a lot of times, and I've seen it firsthand, obviously I'm pretty sure a lot of you watching who have had a degree or even gone to high school or middle school will know certain things are just not reflective of what you see within industry. And I get it that they're appealing to a general population of students and things of that nature, a blanket, but I was very disappointed with the coursework. So I let the dean know, and she was very supportive and very understanding, and was just like, I understand where you're coming from, and it's unfortunate we can't have you within the program. Thanks for your input. Like, I really appreciate it. I was completely content with that, because I knew that chapter had closed. And I also told her, I'm like, listen, it took me 3 tries to get to my degree that I have now. I'm fully aware that things in my life do not, unfortunately, just happen overnight. They don't happen as smoothly as we all may want them to be. Completely fine with that. It's unfortunate, but I'm fine with it. And I think with time, you learn to love failure. You learn to understand that, quote unquote, failure is a decision. It's just a direction that you're going to be taking now. It's nothing in any way, shape, or form to shape you or beat you down or anything of that nature. It directs you. That's all it is. And, you know, I learned that through entrepreneurship. You know, I also learned that I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes, and I could always make better decisions, and I could always be better. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I don't want that perception in any way, shape, or form. I'm overweight again. After getting to a place I was happy with 2 years ago, you know, I'm going to have to go again and start that weight loss journey. I'm a little pudgy in this face of mine, so, and my clothes too. So, like, you know, there's always to-dos within yourself. You know, the good takeaways from this was, it's a great learning experience. I know how to get through math to some extent. I know a lot of calculators at this point. I know a lot. Symbolab.com, fire. Okay? Just, there's a lot of great resources out there. It's a lot compared to my day when you really had just your brain and the calculator. Listen. There's that, and then what else? So the conversation I had with my advisor after she sent me that email was very great. You know, I just explained to her my background, and I just appreciated everything. And she's like, you know, in the 5 years that I've been working here, you've been the most pleasant person to work with. You know, despite everything you've gone through, you've been very high-spirited, and you've always tried, and things of that nature. I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn, so now we're connected. You know, we're gonna keep in touch and things of that nature. So, you know, in everything, I gained a relationship with someone. I was able to express my feelings towards something to, you know, the dean, and hopefully inspire her and inspire, you know, my professors, you know, to create content that is reflective of their audience, instead of creating content that is just a blanket to like, oh, check, we're done. The highlight of all of this is that super funny story, and God works in mysterious ways, and I'm not mad at that. For a couple weeks now, I have been taking on this stupid like habit of doing this double wink thing, right? And it comes from a commercial that WGU has put out there. Basically, it's an owl and a lady. You can search for it. Owl and a lady commercial. And it shows her on the bed late at night, and it's an owl talking to her about all this time that you could be, you know, out there, you know, doing your degree and da-da-da. And I don't know why. A couple weeks ago, it just got into my head, and I've been doing it. It's been a funny thing in the household we've been doing back and forth to each other. I even told my work, you know, colleagues and stuff. And one day this past weekend, I was like, let me check them out. What do they have to offer? And they have a program that is actually really beneficial to me. It's a master's degree program. It's a 6-month engagement enrollment program. You take 3 credits, or 3 courses, or minimum of 3 within the 6 months. You can add on more, so you can finish much faster. And it's only, this is not sponsored by guys in any way, shape, or form. Shout out to Cameron, because he was a great mentor in explaining the whole program to me today. But 6 months, as many credits as you want. You take, basically, there aren't really any grades. It's more of your competency, no. How competent you are within the coursework. And that's basically gives you a pass. And you can take retakes, and it's all one freaking price. It's another huge thing. I am in debt right now with school, honey. I really do not want to take on any more debt. But if I'm going to take on debt, I'm going to be smart debt, where that it's going to be a smaller amount of debt for a short amount of time. Come through glow right now. Like, who is this chick? Hashtag girls. Oh no, this glow is looking real cute. But hashtag, you know, real life girls have pimples too, because these pimples on either side. That's the pimples on my forehead, chat, honey, chat. Less to be stressed. Anyways, but that, and I think it's a master's for, hold on, I'm gonna get the paper actually right now, because I was taking it home to read the whole course where there is no math. There's no math. Un momentico. Hold up. Okay, let me get it together. But it was like so funny, and I told the, you know, the one lady who took on my call and then forwarded me to this guy. It's Masters of Science, Management, and Leadership, which has some really great core classes. There's no math, like I said. There's data analysis and stuff like that, but that's fine, because I use that in my day-to-day. We use that within our office. You know, use that for your business. You use that all the time, like for your whole life. So I'm completely fine with that. But I'm excited. I'm really, really excited, because I could really get like my degree within like a year or even 6 months. Time is another thing too. Time is of the essence, honey. Anybody got time to be up in school forever? I was in school for 4 years online, just like I used to tell my advisor before, loved her, Allie. I was like, listen, Allie, like, when am I done? She's like, you would know, Sam. It's on your program evaluation. Like, stop asking me. And I'm like, okay, but I'm ready to be done. So a very, very great thing came out of all of this. there is a new chapter that's hopefully going to be starting for me, and I hope to keep you guys updated and that sort of stuff. But I'm excited. Like, you know, I was hesitant about sharing this initially because I felt the pressure that people feel every day, that you feel, talking about your personal experiences, talk about your failures, talk about the things that challenged you the most and things that didn't necessarily go in your favor or well. But God works in mysterious ways, like I said, and He knows everything, and He knows the direction in which I need to go. As much as I think I need to go this certain direction, He already knows where I'm going to go. He has my destiny, honey. You know, and I've learned to love failure. I've learned to love the decisions that don't work in my favor, because it opens a whole new world. You guys don't know the stress level that I had last week of just like, okay, now I got to pay back my loans. I called Nelnet already to figure out what's the next steps, when will they kick in, all that sort of stuff. But to know I may have an opportunity come June 1 to start back in school and get where I always wanted to be, or where I should be, but in a different capacity, feels good. Feels good. You can't give up, people. You can't give up. Got to keep pushing. Remember, success is in so many different mediums. It comes in so many different waves, so many different things. I'm just blessed that I have the opportunity to do so. I search the web. Funny things come into play. You research it, and you just keep pushing, man. You just keep pushing. I just want to throw that at y'all today on this wonderful Monday. And I'm going to continue to push. I'm going to continue to try to fight for this YouTube dream of mine, honey. God willing, I'm going to get used to it, and it's going to actually occur in my daily life. Until my next video, guys. Thanks. Any questions you may have about SNHU, probably not WGU, because I just learned about them today, really. Feel free to ask me. I would love to share that with you guys, because overall I had a very great experience. It's just unfortunate that wasn't my next chapter with them. I need to get out of comfort zone. I need to go do something completely different, and here I am, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm very proud. So until my next video, guys, like, comment, and subscribe.